Hello and welcome to Shoot the Hostage with me, Sarah, and my partner Dan. We're a movie podcast and we cover 8 films per season on a specific theme. Now, we swear, we chat major spoilers, and we occasionally cover triggering topics, so please do use listener discretion. If you like what we do and want to support us, consider hitting 5 stars on Spotify, or maybe subscribing or even reviewing on your platform of choice. We also have a Patreon with a free tier for lineups and updates, and 2 paid tiers with extra content and early ad-free uploads. Right, on with the show.
I would have thought that we would end with the movie Climax. Why are we doing it in the number 4 spot and not at the end? Because it is the climax.
Okay, well, my reasons are twofold. So the first reason is that it sort of mirrors the movie itself, because we hit the peak, the climax, if you will, at the midway point of the movie.
Where the title card comes up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I did think of that too, not in relation to the lineup of the season.
But also, I didn't want to end on this because you would hate me. I don't know. I prefer something a little bit lighter to end this the seasons with.
Yeah, so you agree then that this is a very grim movie?
Yeah, of
Good,
course.
good.
It's not like a fun family time.
No.
Oh, how uplifting. Have you seen Gaspar Noé's new movie, Said Nobody Ever?
Yeah. Having said that, I haven't seen any of his previous movies. This is the only one of his films that I've seen, and I've seen this one twice.
Interesting.
Both times because of you.
Yes. I've seen this film, I don't know if it's 3 or 4 times. I know that the first time I watched it twice in a week.
Yep. And then you covered it.
Yeah. The only other modern film I can think of that I did that with was The Neon Demon. They were both films that I came to a year or 2 after they'd been released. So I was a little bit late to them both. And as soon as they ended, I was like, I want to watch that again immediately. And I don't know, maybe that's something I need to discuss with a therapist.
Yeah, maybe. Or Gaspar Noé.
I
Maybe he
don't
could
really
shed some
want
light.
to talk to Gaspar Noé about anything, to be honest. He
wouldn't wanna
seems
pick
like
it-
kind of a prick.
What if we got a phone call from Johnny Press and they said, hello, Shoot the Hostage, Sarah specifically, please could you interview Gaspar Noé for an episode?
Okay.
What would you say?
I'd say yes, and I would begin my questioning with, what's wrong with you, sir? Why are you like this?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd get much. I was going to say sense. He does speak sense. He does seem to have mellowed a little bit. I've watched quite a few interviews with him in the run up to this show, and I don't know. He's not my favourite director, that's for sure. I think his work is really, really interesting, but in terms of how much I get out of his work, it is hit or miss for me personally.
Okay.
I haven't seen all of his films.
You've seen, I say again, only one I've seen is Climax.
Mhm.
You've seen Irreversible.
I have. That was a one and done.
Okay, I've
I'll
heard
never
that.
watch that again.
Yep.
I have a pretty high tolerance for bleak shit, but even that was too much for me.
Love, I haven't seen that, obviously.
Yeah.
That was a movie with a real life ejaculate in it.
There was a lot of unsimulated sex, yes.
Right. Boning. Real life boning.
Yes.
Unsimulated sex.
Well, to the layperson, just shagging, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that's probably the thing that most people took away from that movie, because there wasn't a great deal else about it. It was sort of a relationship drama with boning.
Do his films tend to be, I don't know if I want to say lacking in theme, but do they tend to be quite just a portrayal of something, and then the audience member
Yeah.
is invited to bring their own sort of ideas to it? Is that the sort of thing that we're doing?
I don't even know if the audience is encouraged to bring their own ideas to it,
What are
to
they
be
encouraged
honest.
to do?
Well, he seems to delight in other people's revulsion.
Mm.
because I remember when Climax was released and it got a pretty good critical reception. I think, unlike a lot of his other films, his previous work, the critics were kind of all over this one for the most part.
They
Not
loved it.
everybody, obviously. And he was kind of ticked off about that.
Because he wants people to hate his stuff, or
He's
he wants it
the
to
ultimate
be more...
edgelord.
Does he just want a more divided kind of thing?
I get the impression he wants people to hate his films.
Right.
I think he wants them to be disgusted.
Okay.
I think he kind of... It's hard to say. I think he kind of gets off on it a little bit.
Right.
Because there's been many a video essay about things like Enter the Void, which I do think is a good film. I enjoy that one a lot.
Didn't you watch that the other week?
No, I didn't.
You didn't watch it in the end.
I watched it once years ago.
Yeah.
And didn't quite know what to make of it, but I'm quite keen to watch it again. It's much like Climax, it is just sort of a hallucinatory experience rather than like a series of events in any sort of linear narrative.
Okay.
So, but a lot of people have kind of picked that one apart and talked about themes of like what happens when we die and the idea of reincarnation and all that stuff. And he's just like, no.
Not interested.
He kind of has shot some of those theories down.
Okay.
He's just like, this is just what it is.
Right.
But I think he is an interesting director to have in this season because he's also talked openly about drug taking.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Is that how he came up with the idea for this movie? Was he on
Probably.
a lot of acid?
Probably.
It's like-
I couldn't tell you. I know, going quickly back to Enter the Void, I know that he was on mushrooms walking through Paris, and that's kind of where a lot of that came to him.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And he's talked about that quite openly in interviews. So, yeah, I think, according to Gaspar Noé, drugs get the thumbs up.
Okay. Allegedly.
But not in Climax, they don't.
I think that they do.
I don't think anybody's having a good time in this movie.
Oh, yeah. They don't have a good time, do they? That's why I'd blanked that out of my memory.
Yeah, you've already like retconned it. Just like, nope, that didn't happen.
Oh, you're like, let's talk about Climax, and my brain's like, yeah, what, the one with the talking cars? Yeah. No, Dan, you're thinking of Cars 2 again. Can't we watch Cars 2 again instead?
What about Herbie?
Herbie would be a great shout.
I used to love those movies when I was a kid.
Herbie Rides Again, and what was the first one even called? I remember
there was Herbie Goes Bananas.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed a lot as a kid.
Herbie Goes Fully Loaded with Lindsay Lohan in 2004.
Yeah, Herbie Fully Loaded. I don't know.
Wasn't it? I remember just being absolutely shocked and amazed that the first movie wasn't called Herbie. It was just called The Love Bug.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
yeah.
No, but it's Herbie.
But he hadn't been established. There was no Herbie cinematic universe at that point.
No, they should reincarnate that now.
Yeah. Was it a Volkswagen Beetle?
It was. Was it French? Was Herbie French?
I don't.
I mean, it's a German car.
Remember.
But
that would be strange, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
This movie's French.
This movie is French. Maybe Gaspar Noé is a reincarnation of Herbie.
Well, Gaspar Noé isn't French.
Oh. Where's he from then? I thought he was French.
He's Argentinian, but he lives in France.
Okay. He's
sort of based in France and works with a lot of French actors. So
I mean, maybe I'd hope you'd forgive me for thinking that he was French, because it does feel like a very French filmmaker as well, right? Like just in terms of shocking, and probably thinking about a certain type of French movie, or what's that like shocking French stuff? What's that called?
Oh, you're talking about New French Extremity?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
you know that stuff more than me.
Like Switchblade Romance and Frontiers and Martyrs, that sort of stuff.
Martyrs, yeah, that's
the really gnarly stuff.
Yeah, that's a nasty movie, isn't it? Apparently,
Pascal Laugier, filmmakers like that. Yeah.
So I guess I sort of haven't obviously only seen one, but kind of aware of his other movies. Being a film fan, you sort of absorb things like Irreversible by proximity. So I sort of was aware of him and just think he does seem like he wants to shock.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe that's part of the reason why I don't really get on with this film.
Yeah, you're not about that, are you?
Not
in general.
Really. No, I don't mind a shock, but like there has to.
I think because his films are so notorious as well, you'd be forgiven for thinking he was a lot more prolific, but he hasn't actually made that many full-length movies.
Yeah.
I've never seen I Stand Alone. I haven't seen Vortex. but that's for personal reasons because I'm dealing with some dementia in my family, and it's about an old couple with dementia, one of whom is Dario Argento.
Okay.
Bizarrely.
Who's a really good actor, you were saying the other day.
I don't know. I've never seen it, so I couldn't tell you.
Right. He's for that famous actor from Italy, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's most well known for his acting.
He portrayed Monkey in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Dunstan Checks In. That's the one.
I think you're thinking of Phenomena.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he
the
played
monkey
the monkey
was called
in that.
Inga.
Really?
I don't know why I remember that.
You don't forget a monkey's name, do you?
No.
You never forget a monkey's name.
Dunstan, Inga, Caesar.
All right.
They're all in there.
Here's a test for you.
Oh, God.
A show that you don't like, Friends. There was a monkey in it. What was it called?
Marcel.
There you go.
Fuck.
You never forget a monkey.
I hate Friends as well.
Yeah, but you love monkeys.
You do. Especially ones that have been anthropomorphized by people.
Especially when you put a nappy on it.
Yeah.
And you fucking carry it around set against its will. Doesn't matter if it wants to be there or not. You just sort of drag it around.
Oh.
Just give it more drugs. Just tranquilize it.
Spike its drink.
Spike its drink. Spike its drink with acid. Can you imagine a monkey on acid?
I can. That would be terrifying.
Lord.
Yeah.
No, don't go in that zoo, sir. Or put some people in that zoo, like Farage. Put him in there.
Yeah, all right.
Monkeys on acid versus Farage. You know those... Do you get those TikToks when it's like 1 million zombies versus 5 million Terminators or whatever?
No.
You don't?
I've never heard
It's like
that.
a recreation of a battle, and like it's a few minutes long, and you sort of watch what side is likely to do better. Maybe we could do one Nigel Farage versus 1 million acid drugged monkeys.
Versus one chimp on acid.
Just one?
Yeah.
Don't you want to see an enormous rampage of chimps just piling on top of Farage?
No, I want him taken out by one single chimp because I think that would be more embarrassing for him.
Do you?
And he'd probably live but be horribly disfigured.
So you're going for the long term.
It might improve the way he looks. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe he'd look less like a thumb. But anyway.
Less like a cunt.
Let's go back to Climax, shall we?
Shall we?
So it opens on, I think it's an aerial shot that we start with, isn't it? In the snow.
And you get the woman crawling through the snow. She's
like hysterically sobbing, falls to the ground, starts making bloody snow angels, which is interesting. Visually interesting, at least.
I always like the visual of blood on snow. It's something very arresting about it.
It's bizarrely satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember thinking that about vampire movie, Let the Right One In.
Right, yeah.
And the kind of the colours with that, the red and the white. But it is an interesting way to open a movie. I wasn't sure until about 15 minutes before recording who that character was at the start.
Really?
I thought it was Sofia Boutella's character, Selva.
Oh, Selva, yeah.
I thought it was her. I just assumed it was her because she's kind of the main person in this big cast. It's an ensemble movie. They're all ensembles.
It's an ensemble movie about a dance ensemble.
Yeah. But I didn't realise it was is it the one that later on you find out is pregnant? Is it that one?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Because she was kind of slicing up her own arms, so I'm guessing that's where the blood came from.
Okay, yeah. And then you go straight to the videos, the interviews of all of the dancers, which goes on for quite a while. It
went on longer than I remembered, actually.
Me too.
Yeah.
I remember very vividly watching this movie for the first time during lockdown.
Yeah.
If you can imagine such uplifting material being consumed at such a wonderful, joyous moment in all of our lives.
I was never happier than during that first lockdown. It was bliss. The streets were empty.
Yeah.
There was nobody around. Loved it. The fear of like a new plague was somewhat anxiety inducing.
Somewhat, yeah.
Besides that, it was pretty great.
Just put a mask on, you'll be all right.
Yeah. And the lack of toilet paper wasn't fun.
No.
Otherwise, brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. But I decided to improve my life at the time by watching Climax based on your recommendation. You forced me to watch it.
I wouldn't say I recommended it to you.
What would you say?
I would say I watched it and loved it and told you that I loved it. And then very quickly said, oh, we're covering it for Radio Gore Press. And you were like, I guess I'll have to watch it then. So some of it's on you.
Listen,
some of it's like 25%.
75% you?
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that deal. Yeah. But I did find it, I remember it very vividly. I did find it particularly, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like just draining and bleak,
it's knackering,
grim, and just really tough to get through, despite there being obviously some technical brilliance in it and visually and just the skill and artistry involved with a lot of this film. Still, to me, I was like, oh man, but it got to about the hour mark and I had to have a break.
Did you?
From the movie. Yeah, I remember
Wow.
very clearly. And I suppose there's there are relatively few movies that I remember exactly what I was doing when I first watched this movie. There's a handful, maybe.
Yeah.
So
that's something.
It made an impression.
Yeah.
So
that was fairly early on in our relationship as well. Were you not at that point like, I could just back away?
Listen, I'm not going to lie. There was a point where I was thinking very hard about the next steps based on your love of this incredibly depressing movie and what it means, and like, oh, am I going to be after watching these movies also?
Yes.
Answer
Turns
to that
out,
is yes.
yeah.
Yes.
5 years later.
Yes.
Sorry. You had your chance.
I did have my chance. Yeah. But I got to see it again. And was I looking forward to this movie? No, not particularly, because I still don't love this movie.
Did you get more out of it this time? Because second viewing can be so different from the first.
It was slightly different. It wasn't massively different from the first, but it was slightly, again, say this a lot, but it's very different to watch a movie on your own without just all you're doing is watching that film. But it's very different to be watching it in mind of recording a podcast and trying to think about what you think about the movie. So it was a different experience from that perspective.
But still not a pleasant one.
I did appreciate a lot more of it now. And it's been a few years, 5 years since my last watch, and I've watched a lot of movies since then. And we've spoken about a lot of movies as well, so I feel like I'm looking out for different things now at this point in my life. And so I did get more out of it.
Yeah.
Visually, the dancing, just the actual dancing itself is incredibly well done. And the sequences, and just on a technical level, I'm like, how did you fucking do this in such a short time as well? It was shot in 15 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's mental. Like how quickly this film got made as well. From January 2018, I think, when they had the idea, they cast it next month, shooting it within a month, 15-day shoot, and it's out in the same year.
He doesn't fuck around.
He doesn't fuck around, does he? So like, yeah, I appreciate it way more, but just as an experience watching it, like I don't want to be watching this, Sarah.
That's fair enough. It's not for everybody.
I want to be watching True Lies.
Okay.
Or The Rock.
Or, I would pick Climax over The Rock any day of the week.
You would.
But I know I'm in a very small minority of people there. And that's fine.
Yeah, that is fine.
Although this film does have a lot of fans, I found out.
But going back to the critics' response when it was released in Cannes, and people loved it, and that pissed him off. Yeah, that's interesting. But like, so I guess it's probably his most critically or less divisive film, maybe is the term to use, because I feel like the Irreversible. Obviously, I know the conceit of that movie, and I know kind of not exactly what happens, but loosely what happens.
Yeah,
and I gather that film is divided, as a divided opinion amongst movie fans. You either love it or you hate it. It's probably very few people that's going to be in between, right?
I would count myself as kind of being in between, because I think it is I don't know. Would I say it's an excellent film? I do think it's a good film. I think it's very interesting. I think there were some techniques in that film. Like he's so fond of this spinning camera technique.
Yeah.
It seems to crop up in quite a lot of his stuff. But that kind of coupled with, I know he used like a noise at the beginning of Irreversible that was set at a certain decibel that was designed to make you feel ill.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Just uncomfortable.
Just as an added assault on the senses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he, as you say, I think technically excellent, especially here. There's a 43-minute take.
It's mad.
That's wild.
I don't think, going back to my first time watch, don't think I'd noticed that the first time round. And it's something I love in film. When I see a long take, I get very excited about it. And again, like 15-day shoot, including a 40 odd minute take with all of these dancers doing this. You got another long take. I think it was the 12 minute take at the beginning of the movie from when they cut from the intro videos, and then they do the song, the dance, and I think that first part is 12 minutes. And they did apparently 16 takes of that initial dance sequence.
Okay.
And they used the 15th take.
Right.
But and they did no rehearsal.
What?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
that seems crazy to me. Like, you just did this on a day.
Yeah, he purposely cast dancers and not necessarily actors.
Did he do that for realism?
I guess so.
Or like realism in that these people are obviously dancers, they're not actors plus dancers.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of Sofia, obviously, who is both.
Well, she was in Atomic Blonde.
But but I believe she started off dancing. I think that's what she did predominantly.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think you can tell that they're not actors for the most part. I actually think most of it is pretty good, but there are some performances that are a little bit like, oof. Even with the language barrier, you're just like, yeah, okay. But if you accept it in terms of like it just being a naturalistic kind of performance, like something we watched recently was Andrea Arnold's Fish Tank. And I think the lead in that was called, I think she's called Katie Jarvis. And she was found arguing with her boyfriend at a train station.
Yeah, okay.
Had never acted before.
Yeah.
But that's what she was going for. That's what Andrea Arnold kind of likes, is this sort of real social realism, naturalistic dialogue. So I'm guessing that was the intention here as well, because they weren't really given any scripts.
No, I heard this too.
Yeah.
But again, makes me go back to, it's kind of a miracle that this film ever got made. The limited research that I was doing slightly before we recorded, looking at all this stuff shot so quickly, all completely done and dusted within a year. Getting all of these people that are not actors, they're doing improvising, and they're shooting all this in 15 days. Like, it's crazy that they managed to nail this. I don't know if it's luck or skill, or probably a combination of many things.
I think so, yeah. I think so. But it does sort of make me hate some of them a little bit more, because I don't think there were really any nice characters in this movie.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think necessarily you're meant to be rooting for all of these people.
No.
And some of the point is that some of these people are, like, rip off the veneer, are arseholes.
Yeah.
And are going to fuck shit up for all of us.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I kind of wonder what direction they were given. Like, talk about women as though they're property for 5 minutes. We're just going to film you riffing on that.
Well, apparently he did give like loose ideas about where the story was going.
Okay.
So I guess, and they're familiar, at this point, they're probably familiar with the works of Gaspar Noé. So they know that they're going to need to be controversial in what they're talking about, transgressive. So they probably are trying to push the boundaries.
Yeah,
but
I imagine so.
What occurs to me is that they're because they were just sort of told, oh, just improvise, do what you want. It does add a layer of how much is this acting and how much is it, like, it starts to blur that boundary a little bit.
Yeah.
Because apparently on set as well, he was like to the actors, like, all right, well, who do you want to kiss? Like, who do you want to punch? And was sort of trying to shepherd scenes in that way. So
you say shepherd scenes, I say shit stirring.
Shit stirring. Yeah, he probably did lace the. It was probably him that did the acid in the sangria. Not the other person.
Psyche.
Psyche, is that her name? Okay.
Yeah. So going back to camera interviews at the start.
Yeah, I'm glad you went back there. I wanted to ask you about the videotapes.
Okay, go for it.
Did you see the videotapes?
I did. I made a note of some of them. I kind of loved that on second watch because it really tells you everything that you're about to see.
Yeah. Well, Suspiria's the one at my reference point, my eyes sort of naturally gravitated towards.
Well,
but
yeah,
there's other
Suspiria,
like, more obscure stuff. And
Suspiria, obviously, about a dance school where shit is going weird in predominantly primary coloured lighting.
I was going to say lots of reds, lots of bright reds, and yeah.
So visually, a lot in common. They've got like Zombie, I think is there, which I believe is the Fulci movie, which in England is Zombie Flesh Eaters. Yeah, I mean, humans sort of stripped back to their most animalistic state.
Okay.
One of them, I think, is Salò, or 120 Days of Sodom.
Oh, is that the one about bumming?
It's a super, super controversial movie. It's basically about a bunch of kind of government officials, heads of state, that sort of thing, kind of getting together. I think it's 10 boys, 10 girls, and just forcing them to do the most depraved stuff in this big stately home.
Oh, okay.
So again,
that sounds like very Gaspar Noé.
Oh, he loves that film.
Yeah,
he loves it. There's a bit. There's a the Criterion interviews where the people in the industry are kind of in the Criterion closet
Steve
and picking
Coogan
out.
is in the cupboard.
Yeah. There's a YouTube clip of him doing that, and he picks out Salò, and it just like stares at it in silence for a good sort of 8 to 10 seconds.
Got a boner.
He loves it. That to me is a one and done.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people would buy that. Even I've got my limits, apparently.
Yeah. There are definitely some films where it's like, I've seen that, I'm never watching it again. But I guess some people just don't have that.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is.
Yeah. I mean, you think it's deeply odd that I've seen this film as many times as I have.
I mean, it would be odd for me because it makes me feel just a bit fucking bleak.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Does it make you feel depressed or uneasy
really.
or like just bad at all? Because it makes me feel bad, and I don't want to feel bad when I'm just want entertainment.
It doesn't make me feel bad, no. So maybe I am a bit broken. It does make me feel uneasy in places.
Yeah.
But not bad, no. I'm just sort of transfixed by everything. I find the whole thing, and I think largely down to the long takes and the tracking shots throughout the building, I just find it hypnotic.
It does have an air of that, definitely, and I got more of that from the second time round, I think. Because I was used to, or I'd seen it and I knew what to expect from the movie, it did allow me a little bit like of space to actually soak in some of the other details.
Yeah.
Like I remember the first time watching it, when you get to the halfway point and the title comes up, Climax, I remember being like, what the fuck? and you've seen it a bit more of late in a few films. What was that one we saw, the action movie on the train? Kill. That's probably the most egregious example of that I can think
that
of.
was
more
ballsy.
recently. And I was like, oh, God, stood up and clapped, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. But I remember being like quite jarred by that the first time I saw this movie, and then this time knowing that was coming again, just an example of like, well, I can concentrate on, this seems like a longer take, or wow, their movements are all interesting, like individually and when they come together, and that's impressive, isn't it? But later on, a child is going to die, and some people are going to cut themselves and set their hair on fire.
Poor Tito.
Yeah. That bit when it cuts to him and he's drinking acid and having a dance, that killed me. Sorry, wrong turn of phrase.
Yeah.
But it's like seeing it, knowing what was coming as well for that kid. I'm sorry, it made me laugh.
Yeah.
And that probably makes me a bad person.
It's a
fictional child.
Yeah, the kid I'm sure is fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily, if I was a parent, I wouldn't necessarily allow my children to be in a Gaspar Noé movie.
No.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
There's different styles of parenting, clearly.
Maybe they didn't know. Maybe that they saw the movie. Maybe they just like tell them you're doing a Tom and Jerry movie or something.
It's the new Chris Columbus movie. It's a family friendly romp.
About a wizard.
Yeah. But going back to the interviews and the tapes and stuff around them. I think I remember seeing Possession, the Andrei Żuławski.
Oh, Żuławski, movie. Yeah, it's a director we've become familiar with lately. Well, you were already familiar with, but
we did go and see The Devil,
which was another very normal movie. All these normal movies totally that I get to watch with you, it's great.
Totally normal, but I can definitely see the Żuławski influence, like peppered throughout Climax, and I think the scene where Selva is kind of losing her shit when she's by herself and backed by that wallpaper that sort of looks like a forest.
Oh, interesting.
It's a really interesting shot and an
Yeah.
interesting choice. But when she's kind of losing it and sticking her hand down her tights and just screaming and flipping out and stuff, that to me is so reminiscent of the Isabella Gianni subway scene in Possession.
Yeah.
So there has to be some heavy Żuławski influence here going on.
Well, I mean, it's unquestionable, right?
Yeah.
Because he has that thing. He has the tapes
Mm-hmm.
at the start of the movie.
It's telling you.
It's
all
he's
there.
telling you. He's not being subtle about it, and I do appreciate that. Like, so, oh, if you're clever enough, you might see. But it's like, no, look, this is what to expect. And I suppose I go back like 5 years ago, I probably didn't know quite a lot of those movies because you had not introduced me to them, and so I didn't quite get that reference point. But that's now like, oh, I can see what he's doing there and what sort of movie this is going to be. Probably if I saw that now, there was another movie that opened like that within 5 or 10 minutes, then I'll be like, okay, this is not going to be for me. So,
yeah.
did I enjoy Possession?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
It's been a while since we've seen it. Maybe that should be
It's not been that. It's been like
back
2
on the list.
years.
Yeah. It's one of my favourites though.
Okay.
It needs to come back into heavy rotation.
We haven't even watched Speed together yet.
But yeah, and there's a bunch of other stuff like Un Chien Andalou, which is a really, really early sort of short-ish film. The most famous scene in which is a woman's eyeball kind of being sliced with a razor.
I've seen
so
that.
all really sort of transgressive, controversial stuff when it was released.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's following suit.
Mm-hmm.
What was you going to say something about the character's psyche in the introduction videos?
Well, I mean, even that's laid bare, isn't it? Because she's talking about her roommate, in inverted quotes, that does acid through his eyeballs.
That's right.
So it's all there.
And she was the baddie. She was the baddie.
Yeah, on second watch, that's really obvious as well, because she doesn't actually appear during the dance I think it's like 4 minutes into the dance before she even appears.
She does that piss on the floor.
But because she was absent for that bit of the film, not even kind of on the sides like most of them, she's really the only one that had the opportunity to have spiked it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, just in terms of physical, like, location, where is this character at the time? Yeah.
Like proximity and everything. So
how much time do you think has passed from the audition tapes to what we see in the movie, the night of celebration and joy?
Let me get this right. Am I right in thinking, I know this is something they talked about, but we watched this movie a couple of weeks ago now, so I'm going from memory. Am I right in thinking that it's a celebration because they finished all of their practice stuff and they're ready to sort of perform it for real? So this is like their celebration night.
It's roughly what I read on Wikipedia, yeah.
Right. Because I think they were sort of working and living there for a solid 3 days. Like it was sort of a really intense kind of dance boot camp to get this thing together. So I think we see them on the, yay, we've nailed it.
Okay.
Let's have some punch night.
So I guess the reason that I'm asking that is because I just wanted to know, I wanted to try and figure out whether Psyche was kind of planning this from the beginning.
I think she was probably planning it, yeah. I see her as sort of a master of puppets kind of figure because she just sort of stands back and watches the chaos unfold. And she's kind of used to it. So she plays it up, like literally pissing on the floor, but she's not as out of it as everybody else is. Because she's a pro at acid.
And she seems lovely. Just
delightful,
like a lovely, delightful person.
Mm-hmm. Not caustic, not bitchy. No.
Everyone in this movie, it's like watching a Richard Curtis movie when you just love all of the characters, you know.
Oh yeah, this is just like Love Actually.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Climax.
Yeah. And we love all the characters in Love Actually, including the person that's trying to steal his best friend's wife, who is 17-year-old Keira Knightley, or whatever she was in that movie.
I hate that movie so much.
It's bad. That's why you hate it.
Yeah.
No offense if you love Love Actually.
Some offense.
If you love Love Actually, you ain't listening to this, are you? But maybe you are, and that's fine. We love you too. Nobody's perfect.
That's true, yeah. I like some absolute arse. So
I know you do.
I have some terrible movies in my collection.
Oh, yeah. There was I forget the season, but you were really keen to put Macamee on it.
That was Flops. That was last season.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could have gone in Aliens, to be fair.
I'm sure you'll get it on at some point, because, you know, advertising season or whatever we do.
Obnoxious product placement season.
Yeah. Yeah. Characters. Who's the character that you find the least detestable in this? I framed that question very specifically because no one's great.
Yeah, none of them are really likable.
Not one, I would say.
Maybe Selva? Or the pregnant girl?
Yeah, I suppose Silver doesn't do much, does she? That's kind of unforgivable.
She's not as nearly as detestable as some of the others.
I suppose so. Yeah.
And she kind of, besides the massive freak out, kind of gets off unscathed compared to a lot of other people. Because obviously very early on into the psychosis, they shot, I think it's Omar, out in the cold because there's a snowstorm outside, and we find out at the end he effectively froze to death.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He's the first one to die, I think.
I think Silver's very complicit in a lot of this stuff in her inaction. She doesn't.
Do you?
Yeah, she's upset by the child being locked in the electrical cupboard, and you know, I'm not saying that the mum's getting off scot-free, but she also is there.
Somewhat bad parenting that you turned your back and let your kid drink the punch anyway, because presumably it's alcoholic.
Yeah, kids can drink alcohol, can't they?
He was like 5.
Yeah, it's all right. See, you're in the safety. Nothing's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Except for when you get electrocuted and cut the power. That was the worst thing about that moment, is that the music went off. That was what the characters were thinking. Mm-hmm. Definitely not me.
Yeah, none of them seem to have a shred of empathy, really.
No. There's that. I go back to that conversation that you brought up earlier about the guys and just talking being lads. It's a fucking pub lad discussion, and it's horrible. But you're just like, oh, these are just nasty people, and it's not very enjoyable to watch or listen to. I just want it to end, and it goes on for ages, and that's part of this reason that I'm like, I can't sit there and watch these people for an hour and a half. And I do appreciate that it's an hour and a half. I think if this movie was 2 hours or 2.5 hours, I think I'd have way more of a problem with it.
I would like to watch Enter the Void with you, because I think that's close to 2.5 hours.
Well, you were going to put it on the other night, but we decided not to.
We didn't have time.
Was getting on, and so that was a shame.
Yeah. I think maybe that's one of the reasons that I don't find this film to be too much of a bomber, though, because they're all horrible people. So I'm okay to put up with these vile conversations because I know that where they're headed is for a really bad time. So it's almost like poetic in that way.
What did the weird arms guy do to harm anyone? He didn't even say a word, did he, in this thing? He's just standing around every 10 minutes. The camera just whips to him and he's doing this thing with his arms.
Just contortionists wig me out.
It's very
it's impressive.
It's definitely impressive, but it is weird to look at, and it doesn't look natural, and it makes you feel anxious and uneasy, and it's a very effective tool to do. I don't know why more movies don't just go, even if it's not part of the story, just flash to a contortionist.
Yeah,
like an alien, the next Alien movie. Alvarez is like, I don't know how to up the stakes in the Alien movie, so just put a contortionist.
Make him super bendy.
Yeah, put Pedro Pascal in it.
But yeah, I don't know why more productions don't utilize things like that. I know I can't remember the guy's name. I think Twisty Troy. There's a guy called Twisty Troy.
Twisty Troy.
And he was in, I think, maybe season 3 of Channel Zero, and he was great. He was playing a character called Pretzel Jack that was like from this child's nightmare, and just a complete absence of CGI. It's super uncanny valley because it looks real. You know it's real. It doesn't look fake, because you can, make people do that in post, but it's not the same.
Yeah, sure.
And I honestly don't know why more directors don't utilize people like that.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I guess in this movie, he was specifically looking for dancers and weird and unusual dancers, and that's kind of how he sort of started the casting process.
Mm-hmm.
And I think someone else maybe had suggested to him that maybe that he should get some actors with a bit of experience, at least in the lead role.
Okay.
because she has more to do, more to carry,
Yeah.
I guess.
Speaking of,
Speaking of,
you're talking about the dancers. What did you think of the actual dancing?
really skilled, like really impressive to look at,
Mm-hmm.
really well shot, and fun to watch, I guess. But because
You don't sound too sure.
no, it's because I don't know. I think because
Are
I know
you just
what's
struggling
coming.
to say that any of this movie is fun to watch? Does that feel wrong?
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. It's just that because I know what's coming. Like if you watch that scene in isolation, yes, okay, that's probably fun. I wouldn't do that because I'm not a big dance person. I don't find.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch dance for entertainment, although I appreciate it as an artistic and highly skilled craft.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that I turn to for entertainment.
Whereas I do.
Okay,
So
but
that's another reason I love this movie.
But it's very impressive and it looks amazing. And the way that they dance independently and come together, and it's like this weird, it sort of fits in with the style of the movie as well. And the I guess there's not really much of a story, but like there is a kind of, people are basically shitbags, aren't they? And they're going to screw each other over at some point. Or
yeah,
somehow,
they all
need
hate
to or
one
not.
another, apparently.
They're either morons or arseholes. Yeah.
The gossip, the shitty gossip is horrible. But yeah, I do really love that overall, because there are so many different styles of dance incorporated. It's not just one thing, which I find just super interesting to look at. And I'd love to know how they went about fitting it all together. Because
on a day, apparently.
Yeah.
It was just like, well, fucking do it.
Just winged it, yeah. But the dancers are obviously all playing to their individual strengths. And I think that's such a smart play. But there's like super heavy influence from like the drag ballroom scene, kind of New York based in the 80s.
Okay.
There's a really, really good documentary called Paris is Burning, which is largely
yes.
about that. But yeah, I really appreciate that there are so many different styles, and it helps to kind of date it as well, because I think that coupled with the VHS tapes and the aspect ratio at the start, I think it's a 1:33 aspect ratio, and the film is set in 1996, which you're never told, but I think the styles of dance, the VHS tapes, the costuming, it's somewhat obvious that it's not present day.
Yeah, I suppose it's not something that I picked up on my first watch. It was only kind of via research that I picked that up. Didn't really think about it. I don't think the era is that important.
No, it doesn't impact the viewing much.
No, but I guess it's because it's he got the idea from a real life event, didn't he? Where a dance troupe were actually drugged with acid in their beverage. It might not have been sangria, but nothing like this happened.
No, they were all fine.
They're all fine, yeah. But I think that's where he got the idea. So, and I think that was in the 90s, so he's probably just trying to set it in like an alternate timeline, maybe kind of situation where things went this way instead, and they still had the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom t-shirt.
And it was the Berenstain Bears and not the Berenstein Bears.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And Independence Day Resurgence was a good movie.
I don't think that happened in any timeline, did it? So you've mentioned it already, but the title card popping up at the midway point, I talked about it at the beginning of the show, but it's not something that hit me until second, third watch, that the choice of the title card is clearly because that's where their high is like peaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming I've never actually done LSD, so I've no firsthand. Allegedly. No, I haven't.
Okay.
I've never done LSD. I'm a bit scared to be honest.
Me neither.
I'm too anxious. But I presume it's sort of the high kind of peaking, and then from that moment on, everything starts to go wrong, because it's after the title card that they start going, I don't feel good. What was in the punch?
Yeah, 100% it ties in with the trip that they're having, yeah.
And I really like that as a decision, but it didn't occur to me until second or third viewing.
And it's another warning to the audience, isn't it? It's like, this is the best it's going to get now.
Yeah.
Maybe,
it's not been great so far.
Maybe if you just watch the film up until that point, I was about to say that maybe it is a joyous watch if you just watch it up to that point, but it's not, because you still get the arseholes. Yeah, talking about how much they want to do anal at someone.
Mm-hmm. At someone?
Yeah. On someone?
At someone sounds violent. That's horrible.
Yeah. I guess in someone is the appropriate use of that term.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. I use the term appropriate very loosely.
Yeah, I was going to say.
A bit like the arsehole.
Oh, terrible.
Too much. We're talking about a Gaspar Noé film. I feel like I can say whatever the fuck I like on this episode.
Yeah, you probably haven't
it's
gone
not
far
gonna
enough.
Be anywhere near as bad as what this guy does on film.
Yeah.
I think going back to some of the characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I find it's a bit frustrating because there are characters that I loathe, and there are characters that I think are almost, they could have been good. Like
somewhat redeemable.
They could have been, but they don't really do that in this film. Like the daddy character, the DJ.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy him at the start of the movie. He's fun and seems to be kind of protective over the people around him.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing some tunes as well, and I like him. But then it gets to the point where he's off of his tits as well, and he just sort of doesn't take any interest in the shit that everyone else is going through. He just doesn't give a fuck. And I guess that's like a lot of these characters in this, and I find that disappointing. And that's part of the reason why I find it difficult, because even the people that I'm like, at the start of the movie, I quite like this person.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember their arc, and then they just let me down.
So, once again, never done LSD, so I don't have any frame of reference, but do you give a shit about anybody beyond your own trip?
Once again, me neither, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. I'm just assuming, so I guess I assumed wrong. But yeah, I don't know. I'm fine sort of writing that off as them just having like LSD blinkers on, I guess. Like, you're not necessarily thinking about, oh, that person's head's on fire, I should probably do something about that. Well, you're just like, oh no, my world is caving in. What do I do? Because it must be terrifying if you're not expecting it. Yeah,
but he didn't seem particularly scared of anything or concerned with anything. He just was enjoying
just like, where's
his own...
that wig?
Yeah, exactly. And he does that thing where he's sort of shaking the wig around and he's like a lion or something. And I don't know what I was meant to think in that scene, but I enjoyed it.
Were you aroused?
No. I wasn't aroused in any of this movie.
No. I would say this is a deeply unsexy film, actually. Maybe the most unsexy movie.
Yeah. What of Gaspar Noé's?
No. That's why I was just like, do I edit this comment? No, none of them are particularly sexy. Even the one with actual boning in.
Yeah. Yeah, Silva as well. Like I said, because she could have done something. I know she was off her tits as well. And like I say, I've never done LSD. But from what I hear, from what I've been told by other people that weren't me that have done LSD, is that it's very much dependent on your the vibe, the situation that you're in.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, so if everybody around you's freaking out, then that's going to be a bad time.
Yes. You would presume so. It would be a bad time. Maybe shit wouldn't go down exactly like this.
No.
But it's not impossible, I guess. But then it's not impossible for people to just do this without LSD. And I think, wasn't Gaspar Noé, I heard somewhere, perhaps it was on Wikipedia again, that he was, you said earlier that he's not necessarily against drugs and he does drugs himself, but he finds alcohol to be the biggest problem in society. And this is more about the alcohol than it is about the acid.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I didn't get that from it.
Me neither.
I don't think the punch was the thing that was the issue.
No.
Personally.
No.
Yeah, I guess I'm sort of on his side in terms of I don't understand why alcohol is legal when things like cannabis isn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't see this as like a kind of anti-booze message.
I don't know if I'd go as far as to say an anti-booze message, but definitely a slight, just a little bonus, a little like bonus feature, like an Easter egg to say booze is kind of the worst thing. Like, that'll make you crazy. If they were just drinking pure acid, this probably would never have happened.
I suppose it would have been a lot harder to spike them if there hadn't have been that punch. And also, I guess if you're getting a bit of a buzz on, it would have taken them longer to realise that, oh shit, I'm not drunk, there's something more going on.
Yeah, and but lacing the acid with the...
Does that compound the effects of it?
Well, I don't know if it would. They always say, from what I've heard anyway, not my own personal experience, but you shouldn't really mix alcohol with other drugs.
Right.
And
yeah, that seems sensible.
Yeah, I mean, you can do. I mean, don't.
Yeah, we do not advocate that.
No. And I
Don't do anything that happened in this movie.
don't do anything that happened in this movie, and don't do anything illegal unless it's putting Nigel Farage in a cage with an acid-laden chimp. You can do that.
I know, for legal purposes, we don't advocate that either. But if you did want to do it, then we're not going to stop you.
I think I might advocate it a little bit.
Okay. Well, he's not going to listen to this, so I think we're fine. He's too busy washing milkshake off his head, probably.
What a dude. What a guy, eh?
Yeah.
What were we saying about Climax now? I'm not sure that things would go down exactly like this if they were all just on acid. But having said that, though, how much acid did she put in the punch? And people were just
get the impression it was a lot.
Necking sangria. It's not like you do a little bit, from what I've heard, you do a little bit of acid and see how you get on. And then that's your trip. And then maybe next time you do a little bit more if you want more of a trip. But like, you don't want to just be drinking fucking glasses of acid. That's going to be a bad time for you. That's
the thing, though. I sort of get the impression that for the bulk of them, this was their first experience with it.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty terrifying. And if it's in the amounts you're saying, then just a mind fuck.
If you didn't know what was going on and you just started to feel weird,
I think I was going insane.
I think I would. It's hard to say, isn't it? Like, I think I would clock at some point. Like, I feel weird here. What's in this sangria? Given that everyone else is also wigging out.
Let's go back. I want to go back a little bit. Sorry to stop you in the middle of your conversation. Who is the worst character? Did we decide?
It's Psyche. She does all of the drugging. And she pisses on the floor. That's the worst thing that she did.
Yeah, but Dom kicks a pregnant lady in the stomach several times.
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
And is the one who kind of gets Omar thrown out.
Yeah.
And then, I wish I knew her name, but the pregnant lady, I sort of didn't necessarily understand what was going on the first time I watched it, because she's obviously, for obvious reasons, she's not drunk any of the sangria. And yet she seems to lose her mind quite quickly. Obviously, being kicked in the stomach, knowing that you're pregnant, would be horrific, unimaginably horrific, not to mention painful. But then when she comes out and starts screaming at everybody that that's what's happened, and Dom kind of sets the crowd on her, and they're all just yelling at her, she seems to sort of lose it very quickly and starts cutting her arms and her face, and that looked so real.
Yeah.
I think that was probably one of the most disturbing parts for me.
Just seeing her cut herself. Yeah, it's unpleasant, definitely.
Yeah. I'd love to know how they achieved that, because it really did look real, particularly the cut on the face.
Oh, squeezy knife blood inside.
Yeah.
It looks effective. It does look really good. But that's an interesting point. Yeah, Dom is an arsehole.
But it is difficult to pick out which one is the worst arsehole. It's a tough call.
There are like 3 or 4 layers of arsehole in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Much like 3 or 4 layers of hell that they go through.
Yeah, right. They do end up...
Gaspar Noé's Inferno.
Gaspar Noé's Inferno. Yeah. They do end up in the Upside Down, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and the contortionist guy's just off on one in the red lighting. Yeah,
I remember watching this for the first time. When I got to this point, when it went upside down.
And he loves the spinny camera thing. And
there's the camera thing, he loves it. But I remember I'd already had my break at this point. I think maybe I got to the hour point. Or maybe it was when it can't have been when it said climax. Because it must have been when stuff started to get really dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember getting to that point where they're upside down and just thinking, okay, this is interesting. But then when it goes on for like 7 minutes, I'm like, can we... I actually physically stood up and put my head upside down because I couldn't see what was going on. I wanted to understand or comprehend what was happening in the scene.
I don't think that's the point, though.
He didn't intend for people to just put their heads upside down so they could see what was happening.
I don't think it necessarily matters. It's less about what you can see and make out and more just the overall experience.
Yeah.
The sights and the sounds and how deeply, deeply unpleasant it all is.
Yeah.
And also, something that I realised, it's another film that I love that has incest in it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up because
I'd forgotten. We were watching it and you even said like, oh, isn't that the brother and sister that get together? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh shit. Yeah.
Another Incest Sarah special.
Look, I just like
Is there-
subversive stuff, and that is one of the biggest taboos, isn't it? I guess.
I would
So
say it's probably one of the biggest taboos. Yeah.
yeah. So it's something that subversive movie makers like to lean on.
Yeah,
Is my excuse.
that's true. Yeah, you got Noe. You've got name escapes me. You Lanthimos. Got
Oh
Lanthimos
yeah.
playing with. That seems like the wrong way of phrasing it. Exploring. No, it's not. Depicting
Some stuff
incest.
happens in Dogtooth.
Yeah, some stuff happens in Dogtooth and an entire season of Trapped movies, apparently. That season, there was like incest in half the season.
I think it was 3 out of 8. Don't exaggerate.
Almost half. Almost half. And we got another one here. It's been a while.
But it's not even the worst thing that happens in this one.
No. I know.
It gets so much worse.
And that's why it's so much fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Because you're watching terrible people get their comeuppance.
You can't justify it.
I can try.
I get to the end of this movie and it's not often that my brain's like, oh, I really would love to watch an episode of Funhouse on YouTube. But I get to the end of this movie.
That's what I'm missing in my life right now. Pat Sharp.
I just want to see some kids racing around, not in that way, just see them racing around an inflatable building doing on go-karts with
grabbing things off the ceiling.
Things. Yeah, finding like bonus
always
toys.
wanted to do that when I was a kid.
Brain bleach. That's what I'm saying is you need brain bleach. And Funhouse is a good one.
Sooty and Sweep in your life.
Sooty and Sweep is a great brain bleach. Oh, let's explore this. If this movie really depressed you, what do you turn to lift you up? When I was a kid and I would watch a scary horror film, one of the ones that I remember most vividly is John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And watching that movie and just the dread in it and getting to the end of it and being like, wow. But I loved it and I still love it. But my go-to was put on the news. Because somehow the news, yeah, because I think when a film like that really got under my skin and it's more like I don't understand this world, put the news on and it's like, oh, that's reality. Even if it's like bad stuff going on.
It's like bombings in the Far East, but it's just like, oh, well, at least the devil isn't real.
Yeah. It's a white man in a suit delivering factual information.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. Depending on
completely unbiased, I'm sure.
Not if you're watching Alex Jones. He's not factual information.
Or unbiased.
No. No. As long as he's buy these new topics, he's fine. Whatever. Just buy them. I don't care. What was I saying about my experience watching but watching movies that are affecting to me, like make me feel depressed or like a very really strong negative emotion, I guess. Then my go-to would be the news. Funhouse. What else? Sooty, you mentioned Sooty. What would you go to? What else would you go to?
Bad Boy Bobby.
What is an antidote?
I'm joking.
Roadrunner. That's one. I used to love renting a VHS of Roadrunner when I was sick.
I don't really have brain bleach because films don't affect me in the same way that they do most other people, I guess. I don't know. It's funny because when I get depressed, I don't turn to comfort movies 9 times out of 10. That's when I watch really bleak stuff. And I'm not saying it makes me feel better, but it doesn't make me feel any worse. I guess because maybe because I'm already a little bit numb at that point.
Okay.
I don't find them as emotionally affecting. I don't know. Cat videos on TikTok. Let's go with that.
I think I turn to the news, obviously, in Roadrunner. But I do like a comfort film as well if I'm feeling a bit. I guess like if we're sort of exploring like unrelated to watching a movie or whatever, if I just feel a bit depressed and down at a particular time. This
is something you would give a wide berth to, I'm guessing.
I wouldn't go anywhere fucking near
Yeah.
I wouldn't even look at a Gaspar Noé film. No chance. But I think, yeah, in a particularly dark period, I turn to a Commando.
Okay.
And when I'm feeling really good about myself and life's going well, I turn to a Commando.
So you want David Patrick Kelly in a massive suit?
At all times.
At all times, yeah. Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's kind of my it's kind of how I live my life, really.
Okay.
It's a quarter mile at a time.
What
And
about
also David Patrick Kelly in a big suit?
what about Starship Troopers with Dean Norris in a big suit?
Dean Norris in a big suit is also fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, Starship Troopers is another one that I would tell. That is a kind of a comfort movie for me. Also, all of your classics, your RoboCops, your Terminators. Driven is a kind of a comfort movie for me too now at this point, which we've spoken about at nauseam.
way more than I cared to.
Way more than you ever thought that you would.
Yeah.
But then again, I never thought that I would be talking about Argentinian filmmakers French movie that's very depressing. And this was it was shot in Paris. This film,
I believe so.
I feel like we
yeah.
haven't spoken about the film for about 15 minutes, so we should probably bring it back.
Well, he does live and work predominantly in France.
Yeah, but it was shot in Paris in an abandoned school.
Okay.
And that must have been a whole vibe. Did you say that the crew was staying there? Or did you say the characters were meant to have been?
The characters are sort of working and living there. I don't know if the crew was.
I wonder if they did do that.
Maybe.
That would be interesting.
God, that would be stifling.
Yes.
You'd feel like it was happening for real.
I bet that's what happened, if I had to put money on it. Because it seems like everything else that this guy is doing is he's trying to shepherd like a very real response and genuine emotions and thoughts and stuff, and just trying to depict humanity. And he fucking hates humanity, doesn't he?
I get that impression.
Yeah. He thinks we should go extinct.
He doesn't seem to have any sympathy for any of the characters that are in his movies.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
What is your opinion of him as a man and as a director, from knowing the little that you know?
I can't really have an opinion on Gaspar Noé, because my entire research of the man is just watching this movie and the limited Wikipedia reading that I did earlier. It's not surprising to me that you say that he seems like a bit of an edgelord. It does seem like he's just trying to provoke a very visceral, like a very almost aggressive response from people. He wants people to be offended, or at the very least really affected by his films.
I think that's something I would have got on board with as a teenager, but now I just find that attitude a bit juvenile.
Yeah. I guess it's like, what's the point of it? That's what when I'm watching a film, that's what I always come back to, is I don't mind watching intense violence.
But you want some meaning.
I want some meaning. Like I was watching RoboCop when I was 5 years old, and I was seeing people getting shot in the chest and just 1,000 squibs exploding off of them.
Yeah, but you can't have understood the satirical edge as a child.
I didn't understand the satirical edge. No, I didn't as a child. I just enjoyed it because this is crazy and fun. It's almost cartoony, I guess. That was the kind of the appeal that it was for me. It was a cop in a robot suit. This is the best cartoon. And I'm not watching cartoons. There's a real man in a robot suit, and he's a cop, and he drives up the ramp and it sparks every time he drives up. It's great. But as I've gotten older, like I watched that movie, and the violence is integral to what that film is about, and the as you say, the satire of that movie. But that's that. Yeah, so there's a reason for it. There's a point to it, and I'm not saying there's no point to the violence in this, but it's almost, it doesn't feel like it's trying to explore anything or looking for any redemptive qualities. It's just going, humans are arseholes, and that's a bit depressing to me. I've got a bit more hope than that.
So it does give you an emotional response.
Yeah, it definitely does, yeah. And very few films do that, to be fair. The last one that did it was last night when we watched F1.
I thought you were going to say something like Pig. Oh, F1.
Yeah.
Right, highbrow driven.
Yeah, it's the same movie. But good.
Yeah. Not everything about it is dog shit.
I haven't reviewed it on Letterboxd yet, but I was thinking maybe my review would be, it's driven but good, and they're both 4-star movies.
Wrap your head around that
Figure
way.
That out, yeah. No, I think I gave F1 4.5, to be fair.
Is it strange to say that I find Climax to be quite cathartic? I understand what you're saying about it being draining.
Yeah.
It's an exhausting experience. And much like you, I am really grateful at the runtime. I think any longer than that, and it would have been like an endurance test.
Do you think it would have been too much if it would have gone on longer then?
I do. Yeah. I think it was the perfect length. I think it's paced fairly well, actually.
It is really well paced, yeah.
I'm never bored. But yeah, I think when it sort of gets to the end, I do feel a sense of catharsis, and I can't necessarily put my finger on why.
I think the only catharsis that I would draw from it is, oh, thank God this is over.
Yeah.
That's for me, like I can breathe now. I certainly felt that the first time that I watched it, because watching it in 2 goes, I can't remember if it was the same night, if I watched the second part the following day.
I'm amazed you went back to it, to be honest.
Well, I felt like I had to, because you were covering it and you made me. But I wanted to be part of the discussion, and just understand what you were talking about. But I can't remember if I was more relieved the first time when I was like, oh yeah, I've watched this now, that's good, or the second time. Maybe I was more relieved the second time, because I had the added dread of it
knowing
leading
what
up,
was
knowing that this was programmed into your season, and I'm going to have to fucking watch Climax again, a movie that I did not get on with the first time round. So yeah, when it got to the end, I was like, okay, now we've just got to talk about it. I'm not scot-free yet, because I've still got to think about this movie in my head. It's still got to live in my head. And then, oh, fuck. It's not over yet, is it?
No. So close.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that this is Gaspar Noé purging anything, but it feels like it is. So I think I kind of get that by proxy, almost. Okay. That's my best guess at why I find it cathartic.
What's your score on this movie? We don't do this very often, but I'm intrigued to know what you gave this on Letterboxd.
4.5 stars.
You're at 4.5, same as what I rated F1.
You gave it a 4.5.
Yeah,
wow,
I did. I liked it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sort of adopting your rating technique more and more these days, because I used to be a little bit more objective. Because something else we watched recently is Barry Lyndon, and on a technical level, that's a 5-star movie. Every frame is a piece of art. It's so exquisitely beautiful, but I couldn't connect to it. Yeah, so I gave it 3 stars. And that's that's something I went back and forth on a lot. But I'm like, no, personally, my personal enjoyment was 3 stars.
Yeah.
So I'm following in your footsteps there. I'm doing more subjective scores than objective these days.
I do. Sometimes it's hard. I mostly do more subjective scoring on movies. The one that I struggled with was The Devil.
Right, yeah.
I did think about it a lot. I know I left it a few days before I rated it.
Yeah.
Did I love watching a movie? Would I, if we were watching it at home, would I have necessarily paid attention to the whole thing? No.
If Robert Eggers hadn't told you it was a masterpiece up front.
And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a masterpiece. Yeah. Right. And watching it, it's like, is this a masterpiece? Yeah, Eggers said it is. Yeah, Eggers.
Eggers.
And did we do that at the Prince Charles?
We didn't.
No, we bottled it.
It was a packed screen. I was too nervous. And he seemed nervous, actually.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
But that's the last one that I kind of struggled with. I think I ended up giving it a 3.5. I think, because I was like, yeah, there's a lot to think about in this film. The context really helped from Eggers. Thank you, Robert, if you're listening. Bob, I call him Bob. He lets me call
Bobby.
him Bob. And he calls me Big D.
Does he?
Yeah. Like that, we're tight. Mm-hmm. It's interesting that you're adopting the more subjective thing. For me, it's more about the entertainment. How many stars worth of entertainment did I get from the thing?
Yeah.
But sometimes things can be different. Like when we talked about Come and See, like in terms of, did I enjoy watching that movie? No, I fucking didn't. It was hard to watch, and that's the point of it.
I think it's probably one of the bleakest films ever made.
Exactly, but I can't really score that movie on my enjoyment of it, because that's not the point of the movie.
Yeah.
So I do adjust it depending on the movie. I don't have like a hard and fast rule. For the most part, it's like how much did I enjoy it? But
so with that in mind, what would your score for Climax be?
I'm at a 2.
2,
yeah,
okay.
I think I was at a 2 the first time round, and I'm still
even with the long take
2.
Stuff and the.
That's why it's a 2.
It's just a subjective 2.
It's
right. It would be lower.
It's like I really respect the technical aspects of this film, how it got made, just how you did it in such a short time.
It's lit beautifully as well, and it seems to be mostly practical lighting, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I didn't think about the lighting, actually. I remember being very struck by how it looked. The very vivid colours of the reds and stuff, very Suspiria, Argento-esque, as you said earlier. So it looks visually striking, and I love Suspiria, so that was pleasing to see. But it's interesting that you say it looked like it was mostly practical lighting. I didn't pick up on that.
I might be wrong, but it certainly looked that way. I don't know how else they would necessarily achieve all of that with the long takes, and very little was hidden from view, seemingly. So
no, you're right, and it feels like the camera, it was definitely kind of free to go and explore and roam where it wanted to roam, and it needed to feel that way just because of the very nature of it exploring the human experience and how big assholes we are.
he does that a lot with the camera.
Does he? Just quite fluid and flexible with where he needs to go. So probably most of his movies are done with mostly practical lighting. There's probably some that's built into the set, but yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah, I'm at a 2 because it's technically brilliant. I'm amazed that it got done. I think the performances for the most part are incredible.
But you just don't enjoy it.
I enjoy it like a 0. I enjoy it like a 1 because because of the dancing probably at the start. And I'm, like I say again, not a dancing guy, but I can look at it and go, wow, like I
thought you were going to say
impressive.
It gets a 1 because the kid died. Yeah, I love this movie.
Good.
2 thumbs up.
Good. Yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoy it. The second time you've covered the movie, first time I've covered the movie.
I'm glad I got to talk about it again, actually, because I feel like I've got way more of a handle on it than I did the first time around.
What do you mean? In what way?
I think my frame of reference has expanded.
A bit like me, yeah. I mean, for 5 years, like I say, 5 years ago, I've seen way more movies, and you phrased it way more articulately than I did. The frame of reference has definitely widened, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you got like more from it this time?
I think so, yeah.
You feel like you understood it more? Because I feel
I wouldn't say I got more out of it, because I think on first watch I was at a 4.5 out of 5.
So your score's not changed?
No, it hasn't changed at all. 5 is reserved for perfection.
Yes. Or RoboCop.
So perfection then.
Yeah, so perfection then, exactly. That's why we're together. Yeah. So are you when's the next time you're gonna watch Climax?
Whenever you're away.
I need to get another job, don't I? Work away for a bit and you can watch Climax again.
I think now that we've recorded this, I promise solemnly to never make you watch Climax ever again.
Really?
Really?
Okay, thank you.
You're off the hook.
So what you're saying is, what if there's a fucking Gaspar Noé Q&A at Prince Charles? You're already walking it back, aren't you?
I don't know. I don't know if I'd rush to that one. I do find him reasonably interesting.
What if there was a Gaspar Noé Q&A at the Palace?
Yeah.
Yeah, we only have to drive 30 minutes.
Yeah, if it's closer to home, sure.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. But
So what you're saying is that you might make me watch this again?
I would never make you. No, I'll go on my own. It's fine.
Okay.
I've said it. It's recorded now.
Yes, the evidence is there. Listeners, back me up.
I might make you watch Enter the Void.
Really?
But I think you'll genuinely get more out of that.
Do you?
I do, yeah.
I don't know. That's 2.5 hours long. I feel like I'd rather watch Climax again.
Maybe you should do some LSD and then watch it.
I would never do that. So.
That would be a bad trip.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you. Do some acid and watch a Gaspar Noé movie.
Do some acid and watch Roadrunner.
Yes.
Instead.
Yes. Yeah. Do some acid and watch Transformers. I've heard from someone I know that wasn't me that that's a really fun experience.
Oh, it becomes tolerable, does it?
Yeah. Yes, because you're just transfixed on these cars turn into robots.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Yeah, I'm glad we talked about it. I'm glad I chose it, and I'm glad I programmed it where I did.
Yeah, it kind of feels sort of inevitable when you're choosing the theme of drugs. This was always going to be part of the mix, wasn't it?
Yes. I kind of tried to think about different types of drugs as well. It wasn't just the films. I wanted like the broadest variety of everything, of like types of films, but also types of drugs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was between this and something else
I haven't seen
that was focused on heroin, but we already did that with Trainspotting.
We did heroin, didn't we, in episode 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did heroin, we did fake drugs, synchronic.
Mhm.
We did like ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
And, go,
And now
we've done acid.
yeah.
So what drug are we doing next?
Well, I believe we're covering Broke Down Palace next time.
Are we? Because I'm glad
Yes.
that you remembered, because I didn't remember. I didn't write it down.
Well, I'm only saying that because you said earlier I think we're doing Broke Down Palace next.
Do I need to check to make sure?
Maybe you should check.
Do we accidentally announce what's coming after Broke Down Palace? It's not Broke Down Palace again.
No, we're not doing it twice.
We're doing Broke Down Palace 4 times.
You wish.
Do I?
You're gonna wish.
Will I?
Mm-hmm.
It's taken ages to load. Should I leave that pause in?
No.
I'm going to pretend that I don't edit any of it.
Okay.
All right. I've got the list.
Go on.
Yeah, it's Broke Down Palace.
Okay, good. So it was between that and something else that's very similar in theme. So we'll discuss that and its alternative next week.
Oh, yeah. I've just realised the one that I'm going to be depressed on.
Mm-hmm.
That I haven't seen. But next time it's Broke Down Palace. And the drug that they're doing in that movie is...
Well, they're not doing any drugs. They are accused of smuggling.
Right.
So it's a bit of a different kind of movie.
It's a smuggling movie. About smuggling things.
And I haven't seen it since it came out, so it might be awful.
I haven't seen it, period.
Okay. First time for you. Interesting.
First time for me, yeah.